So everything on this wall is all related to Delta Force in some way. These were actual unit used guns. That was an M110 deployment kit that never actually got issued. And this gun is, you can see it's the old STI mark.
Yeah.
So it's pre-staccato. So mid 2000s, the unit always used single stack 1911s.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get away from those. I guess they were out kind of running out of parts, and they had ran out of parts. So they went to Springfield Custom, and Springfield Custom was actually building their guns for them. So they wanted to go away from the single stacks. And according to some of the guys I've talked to, there was like a couple of camps. There was a Glock guys, and then there was guys who wanted 2011s. And so the 2011 guys, they got STI to send them like 100 some guns. This is in 40. So they wanted, whatever they got, they wanted it to be in 40. So they had Glock 22s, Glock 35s, and these, and they ran these. They gave them to their operator training course guys because, like, they shoot, I think Pressburg had like 70,000 rounds during their course. So those guys were running these. And the problem was back then, they hadn't figured out the mags yet. STI was always known for that. Like in competition circles, guys would, you'd go buy an STI and then you'd send it to a gunsmith and he'd make it run. A lot of it was tuned into mags. So basically, the guns were not reliable enough for them. They wouldn't work. And I'd always heard stuff about that. And then we had Chuck Pressburg. I don't know if you're familiar with Chuck.
Yeah.
Come out here. He was in the OTC class that got these guns. So they shot these guns in his class. He said about halfway through, they took them away because they finally got tired of fooling with them. They were like, these guns are not going to do what we need them to do. So they made STI take them back. STI took them back, and then they sold them, but they didn't tell anybody what they were. They couldn't, NDAs and stuff like that.
Right.
But certain people knew what they were and where they had come from, so they snapped them up. And this gun belonged to Ken Hackathorn, which Hackathorn sold a bunch of his stuff last few years. But we picked this up, and it comes with a letter from Larry Vickers explaining what these guns were and all that stuff. But yeah, so this 5-inch 40 with that same Gen 1 grip.
Too bad they couldn't get him to run.
Yeah.